I'm Councilman Brandon Noel. I'm on the Metro Council, District 1, which serves the area. It's a pretty large area. Geographically, it's about a third of the parish. Covers the Port Hudson Plains area, all of Zachary, a little bit of Baker, a little bit of Central, Pride, and Cheneyville. And so it's a pretty large swath. And so obviously we're here in Zachary, and this is something that's been done before with my predecessor, and I think even before that, where this council seat and the Zachary Chamber of Commerce partner to bring a public forum of the candidates who touch the area here in Zachary, at least some portion of their district. And so we have quite a few, as you know, this evening. And so we're going to have, I believe it's in excess of 35 candidates tonight. So the format, just to let you all know, is going to be 3 minutes apiece. Everybody gets 3 minutes to come up and introduce themselves to you, let you know their platform, what they're about, and who they are and why you should vote for them. It's a great opportunity. This is going to be, it's on Facebook Live with the Chamber of Commerce Facebook page. It's being filmed by Metro-21, so it's going to air. I'm going to give y'all some dates, and we have these so you can let your constituents know. We're going to publicize it. Monday, October 31st from 2:30 to 5. Tuesday, November 1st from 7:30 to 10. Wednesday, November 2nd, 8:30 to 10. Friday, November the 4th from 8:30 to 11. Saturday, November 5th, 7 to 9:30. Sunday, November the 6th, 9 to 11:30. So it's a 2.5 hour slot, and so we're going to get rolling. I'm not going to take up too much time, but a couple of housekeeping. Just want to let y'all know how the format's going to go. We're going to go in order that the ballot shows, save one exception. The state senator, 17th district, Jeremy Lacombe and Kirk Rousset. Mr. Lacombe is running a little bit late behind in traffic in Baton Rouge, so he said he expects to be here around 6:15. So we're going to swap and do Judge Court of Appeal, First Circuit, 19th JDC. Court of Appeal, Hunter Green and Bo Higginbotham. They'll go first. So when I call the race, what I'm going to have the candidates do is everybody in that race come and sit in these chairs here, and then I'll introduce you one at a time. And so, but first we're going to get started with Mr. Thomas Scott is going to lead us with the invocation, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance by Ms. Terry Johnson. Both Thomas Scott and Terry Johnson are board members of the chamber. And Ms. Terry is actually our president-elect for next year. So thank y'all so much for being here and joining me in this, and thank you to the chamber for hosting this with me. And let's have a great night, and I look forward to hearing from all of the candidates. Thanks, man.
Let us pray. Father, we come to you tonight. We come to say thank you, Lord God. We thank you for this opportunity. We thank you for this fellowship. But Lord God, we thank you for the candidates. We thank you for their opportunity to be leaders in this community and abroad. Lord God, we pray that tonight is a night of peace. Lord God, we pray that tonight we are informed of everyone's intentions. Lord God, we pray that tonight is a night that we learn more. And Lord God, we ask that you cover us. We ask that you protect us. Lord God, bless those who are on their way. Bless those who had a desire to be here but just couldn't make it tonight. Lord God, continue to bless the city of Zachary, bless all of its citizens and its leadership. We thank you and we love you. Forgive us of our sins in any way that we have failed you. It's in Jesus' name that we pray. Amen.
Let us please stand for our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
One more item. Couple more items. I apologize. Lisa, you're supposed to keep me straight. So I did want to recognize a few people first, and those are the candidates that were elected unopposed. And so I'm going to go through. First of all, we have Zachary Council District 3, Amber DiVirgilio. Amber, if you're here, stand up. There she is. So everybody give Amber a round of applause. Amber's our newest council member here in Zachary for Council District 3, and can't wait to see all the great things you're going to do, Amber. We have School Board District 3, Marty Hughes. I'm not sure if Marty's here. Marty was re-elected unopposed, so congratulations, Marty. We have School Board District 4, Ken Mackey. Mr. Mackey, is he here? Mr. Mackey also re-elected District 4 unopposed. We have School Board District 8, Miss Crystal London. Is Miss Crystal here? There she is. Everybody give Miss Crystal a round of applause. Congratulations, Crystal. Excited to see everything you're going to do for our school board and our children. And School Board District 9, Mr. David Dayton. Mr. David, thank you so much for your service, continuing your service, and congratulations on being re-elected. And one other item that I wanted to let all of the candidates know. So you have 3 minutes to speak, and the lovely Ms. Danette Castello is going to be holding up the 1-minute card, the 30-second card, the 10-second card, and then the big red dot which tells you to stop. And if you don't stop, she's going to stand up and start waving it and embarrass you, and you're going to get thrown off, you're going to say something stupid, and everybody's going to be paying attention to her anyway and not what you say. So keep it to 3 minutes. We got a lot to get through, and so we're going to go ahead and start, and we're going to start with Judge, Court of Appeal, 1st Circuit, 2nd District, Sub 1, Division B. That's a mouthful. And first up, we're going to have Judge Hunter Green. Not yet.
Thank you, Brandon. Good evening. My name is Hunter Green. I am a candidate for the 1st Circuit Court of Appeal. This is my push card, so I just have it as kind of my notes here. I have been an attorney for 28 years, been married for 31 years. I was a CPA for 9 years. I've been a judge for 8 years. I was in the legislature for 10 years. I was an accounting major, so you heard a lot of numbers. I like numbers. I served in the legislature. I was chairman of Ways and Means. I am a conservative. I'm a Christian. I'm pro-life. I'm proud of it. I'm not afraid to say it. I'm pro-Second Amendment. That's something that they say judges can't say, but I think that that's my convictions. I think what we need in the Court of Appeal is a calm voice of reason. That is me. I've got the experience. I've got the experience civil, family court, juvenile court, and criminal defense. Okay, I've done all those practices in my practice. I had my own practice from 1998 until I became a judge in 2015. I have 3 children. They're all grown, out of the house, employed, and off my payroll. Thank the Lord. I find that that's one of my major accomplishments that my wife and I have done. If you see a sign around the parish, that's because my wife and I put those signs up. The campaign is going very well. I am endorsed, and I'm the only endorsed Republican candidate. I've been Republican all my life. I voted my first time in 1984 when I came to college here for Ronald Reagan. And I'm also the only endorsed candidate by Rolf McCollister of the Baton Rouge Business Report. And I'm also endorsed by the Future PAC, which is the Baton Rouge Area Chamber. And the support that we have is broad-based. It's people sending in $50 to the campaign, to all the way to people that have businesses and others that know my background and my experience. I do have a record in the legislature, and that proves that I am ready for this job, but I also have a record as a judge. And I do my job every day. I'm ready to go to work, and I am here asking for your vote. I need your vote. The last judge race was won in Baton Rouge by how many votes? Anybody know? Anybody know? 2 votes. That was the difference. So with that, I'm asking for your vote. I have 10 seconds, and thank you very much, Hunter Green. Thank you.
All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Bo Higginbotham. I want to start off by thanking each and every one of you for coming out here. Without these types of forums, good candidates cannot be elected. Born and raised right here in East Baton Rouge Parish. I went to school here. I have 2 young sons that I'm bringing up right now. They are 12 and 10. And I have an immediate stake in this community. Real quick show of hands, how many people watch the news? How many people think we got a crime problem? You're exactly correct. We are in a crisis right now like we've never seen. And we are in a fight like never before. I was first elected in 2014. When I went back to all my campaign stuff, I went and looked at my platform in 2014. It hasn't changed. And for the last 20 years, I've been working on something of great importance to all of us. Not just some of us, all of us. And that is the lives and safety of our families and our property and our kids and our communities. Almost 20 years ago, I came out of law school, went straight to work for the DA's office here in East Baton Rouge Parish, trying everything from traffic tickets to capital murder. Then 8 years ago, I was elected to the district bench here in East Baton Rouge Parish and have done the same. I have been trying cases all the way up to first-degree murder. I have the trial experience. I know what goes on in trials. I've been doing it for nearly 20 years. And there's one thing that I've learned in politics is that we need good people in elected office. And when we don't get that, we all share this disappointment in what our decisions are. The First Circuit is no different. I have the track record, I have the experience, the proven experience, and nobody can replicate or even replace my trial experience. The reason why I know this is because I've been in the trenches every single day. I know what the issues are, and that is what a good appellate court judge needs to know and have, is that experience, and I believe I have it. I'm asking for your vote. I need your vote, and I would appreciate that on November 8th. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. I think Mr. Lacombe just walked in here. So next up, we're going to have the state senator race for the 17th district. We have Representative Jerry Lacombe and Dr. Kirk Rousset. If y'all come up, gentlemen, and Representative Lacombe, you're going to be first. Just in time. Baton Rouge traffic got you, huh?
So I'm sorry, I got a peppermint in my mouth. I was walking in late and got caught in traffic. Welcome to Baton Rouge.
You weren't here. You have 3 minutes.
Oh, that 3 minutes?
3 minutes.
All right, we'll see if we can get that done, Brandon. Appreciate it. Well, so first, thank everybody for having us here tonight. I appreciate the invitation to come speak. For those who don't know me, my name is Jeremy Lacombe. I'm currently the state representative for District 17. District 17, my state representative District 18. My state representative seat encompasses all of Point Capite, portions of West Baton Rouge, Iberville, and West Feliciana. But I'm currently running for the District 17 seat for the state Senate. And this District 17 seat in the Senate is a very big geographical district. It does encompass half of Zachary, and so you have about 12,000 registered voters here on the north side of Main Street. So basically where Walk-Ons is, everything north of there going towards East Feliciana is in this Senate District 17. Since I've been in the legislature, I've focused primarily on access to education. Well, I've focused primarily on transportation issues, infrastructure issues, expansion of educational opportunities. We've focused tremendously on water improvements, so water infrastructure, water sector committee. We were able to secure $750 million over the last 2 years to go into this water sector project. This water sector committee essentially allows for rural municipalities and municipalities across the state to apply for some of these funding to get up to $5 million for these water system improvements, sewer systems improvements, and for the natural gas improvements. So when we were going to do these things and we started looking at the opportunities that we had over the last couple of years with our surplus, a lot of the funding that has come in through the federal funding and it came down, we started looking at how we're going to do this and spend these dollars. And essentially, one of the things we put towards was transportation and infrastructure. We desperately needed a bridge south of Baton Rouge. We desperately needed the loop on the southern side of the city to hopefully try to expand the opportunities and economic opportunities, because traffic at this point is literally, Baton Rouge is like, I think, the fifth worst in the whole country. So you literally we're above and worse traffic than San Francisco, Chicago, Charlotte, some of these other places. I'm running for this Senate seat. I'm running for this Senate seat essentially so that we can try to continue the progress that we've made in the last 2 years in the legislature to expand access to health care, to improve our educational opportunities, to make sure that our roads and bridges are done. I'm a former prosecutor. I'm certainly one of those folks who've advocated for additional necessary components of making sure that we try to solve the juvenile problems, the juvenile crime issues. And I'm sorry, I guess I'm going to get gonged off the stage. But I do appreciate y'all opportunity to have us here today. I'll stay here for quite some time and be more than open and happy to answer any questions that anybody else has in regards to this seat.
Next, we'll have Dr. Kirk Rousset.
Thank you for having me here this evening. It's an opportunity to come and talk in a place that's been hard to get to only because I don't know the geography as well as Jeremy knows it, but he explained to you where our district is. But I am a practicing OBGYN. I'm getting close to the time when I'm thinking about retiring from doing that. I've done it for 40 years. I may have delivered some of the kids that are around here. I don't know. But I have practiced for 40 years. I've lived in Oscar, Louisiana for 35 years. My wife is Yvonne Rousset, and I have 4 children and 3 grandchildren. I decided to get into this race because everything that is going on with the state right now in the legislature is not what I think it should be. We're the 48th state in this country as far as job creation. There's a lot of problems and there's a lot of reasons that we can't create jobs, but it has to do with insurance, it has to do with education, it has to do with health care, and I don't think we address those well enough. I also am an assistant clinical professor of OBGYN with the LSU Medical Center, and I teach residents every day. So I know what it means and how education functions. But the education system right now, and you have a good one in Zachary, y'all have a great education system, but that's not across this district of 17. We have very poor areas, we have very good areas. And what we need to do is get together and figure out how we can make everybody good. Our kids are down 9 and 10 points in reading and math, and that's because of the pandemic, but we haven't caught back up, and all we're trying to teach them right now is social agendas. And I don't think that that's where we ought to be. We should be teaching fundamentals like math and reading and those sort of things. And then we need to, our crime issues are bad, as the judges spoke of. And they are bad, and New Orleans has now become the #1 murder capital in the world. Well, that doesn't speak highly of Louisiana. I realize that's not in my district, but it affects us all. So I think there's a lot of things that need to change in Louisiana, and a lot of things that need to change in this district. And that's why I decided that after having a successful career for 40 years, that it was time for me to give back to the community. I don't need a new career, and I'm not the politician in this event. I am just the guy off the street who's practiced a long time, and I'm tired of seeing us just keep going down and down. We need to bring Louisiana up. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, gentlemen. All right, next, if we can have the candidates for District Judge, 19th JDC, Division G. And we're going to begin with Mr. Deli Adebemaji. I practiced that. I don't know if I did it right. How'd I do?
Thank you, my man. Good evening, all. Well, first of all, let me thank God for allowing me to be here this evening. And let me also thank you all for out of your busy schedule to come here and be with us. I was originally born and raised in Achafalaya. Okay, if you believe that, that's good. But I've lived in Baton Rouge in excess of 40 years. And I'm married to Dr. Felicia Adebamiji, who has been supporting me very well. But I also thank God for giving me such a wife. I can tell you now, I believe in one man, one wife, and I'm a pro-life, and I believe in the Second Amendment. I think everybody should be able to bear whatever arms they want to bear. So that's the Second Amendment. And number one thing that really counts most in my life is my faith. Without my faith, I know I can't do nothing. They say without me, you can't do nothing. So I believe in that. Anything I do, I have faith around it. I have 4 girls and 1 boy. The boy passed away in 2015. And one of the girls graduated from LSU. She's now a medical doctor. 1 graduated from Louisiana Tech. She's now an industrial engineer. 1 graduated from Southern. She's in business. And the princess of the house is at LSU studying biochem. So I couldn't have done all this without God. I didn't raise them because of myself. I say all this to say a couple of things. Number one, if you have faith and you let Christ lead your house, you can do anything. So all these children were raised in the church. You like it or not, you have to come to church. So by going to church, I thank God that they learned. Number 2, charity begins at home. They all went to public school. None of them went to a private school. So don't let us have a cop-out. I think raising children among our midst, it starts from home. What we do at home as parents affect our children. And also, I would like you to know that I'm a U.S. veteran in the Louisiana Army National Guard, and I've been practicing law in excess of 30 years. In my 30 years of practice, I practiced in federal court, state court, and juvenile court. And I did a lot of coaching of soccer with the Baton Rouge Soccer Association. I coached soccer with the Capital City United. And I did a lot of pro bono for the 19 JDC with criminal cases. And also, during my practice, I've made it a point of duty to make sure that I take pro bono cases from the Baton Rouge Bar Association. Every year, I'm a private attorney, but every year we take pro bono cases from Baton Rouge Bar Association to help everyone else out. I know my time is 30 seconds, but I still want to let you know that in my practice, and if I'm elected judge, that I'm going to hit the ground running because of my vast experience. I've been an arbitrator in city court for over many, many years, where I arbitrate small claims. So my experience will serve me well as a judge in the 19 JDC. You can call me number 59 during this time. Thank you.
Next, we'll have Mr. Adam Quintua.
Good evening, good evening. My name is Adam Quintua. Born and raised in Baton Rouge, I moved to Zachary in 2016. I've been a prosecutor with the DA's office since 2014, and I've been a youth football coach in the Gardere area since 2011. And the one word, if I could leave you with anything, is culture. I look at the front of the program, and this is the Zachary Chamber of Commerce logo, and it says community, excellence, faith, and family. And so everybody that got a program tonight can look at the program and see stamp of approval, that's the culture, that's what we're about, and the actions follow. As a judge, the culture that I want to set is making a person better leaving the courtroom than they were when they came in. Now, it's possible to do that and still hold a person accountable. And so what I do is accountability, commitment, community. The accountability piece, as a prosecutor, You work with these cases. You see the families. You see the situations. You see the different fact patterns that come into the court system every single day. You have a firsthand view of how bad the crime issue is in East Baton Rouge Parish. But what do we do about it? A person comes in, and we can't just send them back out and not have an answer for it. Every interaction with the court system is an opportunity to make that person better leaving the court system than they were when they came in. And so if we have opportunities to look at other programs, look at other systems that can make that person better, we invest in that, we look into that, we do our best to try to make it happen, because that's the culture, and the actions will follow. Now, at the same time, there's zero tolerance for violence in that policy. And so as a Zachary resident, you also understand that crime is an issue. And when you see violent crime, you have to call it out for what it is and be able to address it right there on the spot. And actions follow there too. My commitment comes in with transparency, integrity, impartiality, and efficiency. The big thing is I want to streamline the process, try to make it as expeditious as possible, but at the same time, try to find a way to instill that culture every single time that we have an interaction with someone in the court system. The last part is community. And that's the people that I see in the court system every day aren't just random people. They're our community. I look at Zachary Police Department, Central Police Department, Baker Police Department. The reason that I know all these people is because each city, each place has an issue with crime. No community is immune from a crime issue. And so when you see community in the court system, you come back to the community and try to address it the best you can. Working with the churches, working with the nonprofits, working with the organizations, anyone that can speak to the brokenness that we see in the court system every day. So I ask for your support, I ask for your vote. Number 61 on your ballot, Adam Quintua. Thank you very much.
And last for District Judge 19th, JDC Division G, Ms. Gail Hornray.
Good evening. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out to hear us this afternoon, this evening. My name is Gail Hornray. I'm number 60 on the ballot for Judicial District Court Division G. I have practiced law for 44 years in East Baton Rouge Parish. I graduated from Louisiana State University Law Center. I've tried every kind of case from first-degree murder to traffic tickets. I've been in every court that exists. I've gone from city court to district court to federal court. I've been in bankruptcy court, so I know all of the courts. I've spent most of my time in the criminal court. I know the issues that are involved. People ask, well, you're a criminal defense attorney. And I will honestly tell you, I have represented some people that I know should never see the light of day again. I've represented some people that deserve second chances. So I feel like I would be excellent in able to discern one from the other. I also taught the law. I taught at Southern University Law Center. I know the law. I'm comfortable. I can start off, hit the ground running from day one. I have practiced with the Public Defender's Office. I've been on the Public Defender Board. I commit to you that I will be fair and impartial for whoever comes before the court. I would not, you would not get one kind of justice because you had a high-paid attorney as opposed to someone who comes in with a public defender. Everyone would receive the same treatment, and everybody would be treated with dignity, even those accused of crimes. You would feel like you got a fair shake, even if you were convicted. We're going to treat everybody fair. We're going to do the right thing. I have been a business owner, and my business, unfortunately, is in a high crime area. So I know the issues that are involved with crime. So we have to deal with those, but we have to be fair and impartial. Once a person is convicted, then we'll deal with the punishment. Until then, We're going to treat everybody fairly. And I ask for your vote. My name is Gail Horn Ray, and I'm number 60 on your ballot. Thank you.
All right, next we're going to have the candidates for Zachary City Court Judge. While they're coming up, I'm going to recognize our current president of Zachary Chamber, Mr. Russell Blanchard. You want to come say something, Russell? Okay. Russell does not like to speak, yeah. So first up, we have Mr. David Connican.
Good evening, I'm David Connican. I'm running for Zachary City Court. I'm sorry, you didn't hear any of that. Good evening, I'm David Connican. I'm running for Zachary City Court Judge. I'd like to thank my wife for coming here tonight. We've been married for 23 years. I have 3 children. My daughter is a freshman at LSU. She just graduated from Zachary High School. I have 2 sons. Both of them ran cross country for the high school team today at 4 o'clock at Highland Road Park, so I came in here on 2 wheels. It was a good day. It was a good day to run. That's my basic family. The professional career. I've practiced for the last 12 years at the law office of O.C. Brown in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I've made over 1,000 appearances in criminal court. Over those 12 years, I've practiced in front of over 40 criminal court judges. And because of that experience, I was asked to be the city prosecutor in Zachary. I became the Zachary City Prosecutor in January of 2021. Since that time, Zachary City Court handles misdemeanors. Since that time, it's estimated around 400 to 500 misdemeanors have been issued by Zachary City police officers. I have handled all of them with the exception of 6 or 8 that I've had to recuse myself from. Of the close to 200 convictions that we've had in Zachary City Court since I've been the prosecutor, I've handled every one of them but 2. There's a problem, there's a disconnect. The vast majority of you don't know what we do in court, and that's perfectly okay. We've gone around the community and we've talked to people, and people have said, why does it matter? Let me tell you why it matters. Who the judge is in Zachary City Court. Ronald Reagan has a quote at his memorial, and it's 3 different sentences. The last sentence is, there's purpose and worth to each and every life. I hold that at my core. There's purpose and worth to each and every life. I hope each one of you believe that as well. I want to tell you a story. We have different programs in Zachary City Court. One of the things that comes before me is truancy. We have issues in truancy, even though Zachary has the best school district in the state. We have issues with truancy. It's a concern. I believe that there's purpose there. We had a situation where what we were doing wasn't working. I would like to tell you that I've worked diligently over the last 6 months to get programs in place to help people. Because when there's a truancy issue, there's something typically wrong in the home. And if we don't fix that, we don't fix the problem. Last Wednesday, a woman and her 3 children started doing counseling for the first time because I put together a truancy program. That matters. And the reason that I did it is because there's purpose and there's worth to each and every life. I would ask for your vote. Thank you.
Next up, we'll have Mr. Lawrence L.T. Dupre, Zachary City Court Judge.
Good evening. My name is L.T. Dupre. I am seeking election as the Zachary City Court Judge, and I ask for your vote. A little background, I was born and raised, spent the first 17 years of my life in Opelousas, Louisiana, but I've now spent the last 25 years of my life here in Zachary. I've raised my family here, so now Zachary is my home. I'm proud to say that. A brief explanation of how I got here. Graduated high school in 1987. Did 1 semester at LSU to prove to myself that I wasn't ready to be at LSU, and quickly joined the Navy to save my parents money and heartache. I served in the U.S. Navy for 2 years on the USS Forrestal. That's an aircraft carrier out of Jacksonville, Florida. After I was discharged, I entered LSU, and I graduated with a degree in education. I taught and coached at West Feliciana High School for 5 years before law school. Upon graduation, I did a 1-year clerkship for Judge Jimmy Genovez at the 27th JDC, and immediately after that, I began practicing civil and criminal law right here in Zachary for 17 years. I want to drive 2 points home from that. First, I'm the only candidate in this race with 17 years of practice, both civil and criminal law. Second, I'm the only candidate in this race who operates a civil and criminal practice right here in Zachary. In other words, I have the experience in civil and criminal law required to do this job. Second, I'm all in on Zachary. I'm invested. I'm a business owner, a father, a husband. By the way, my wife cannot be here today. She is barred by law from being here today. She is a civil service employee at the East State Hospital. So I was told by people in positions of authority that she cannot attend today. But I think I have her support. I have a spirit of heart for service and a heart for service. I served our great nation in the U.S. Navy. I served our state as a teacher and coach. I continue to serve our state as I help to grade the bar exam every year to determine who's going to be a lawyer in the state. I serve our city as the assistant city attorney and assistant city prosecutor. I serve our community at large by being a Rotarian, a member of Free and Accepted Masons Plains Lodge number 135, a Knight of Columbus, and a member of the American Legion. I know many of you, but I don't know all of you. If you have any questions, please ask me. I'm asking for your support. My name is L.T. Dupre, and I'm running for City Court Judge. Thank you.
Last for Zachary City Court Judge, Mr. John C. Hopewell III.
Good evening. My name is John Hopewell. I am running for Zachary City Court Judge. I want to thank Brandon and the Chamber, of course, Lisa, for putting this on. She probably had more to do with it than Brandon did, admittedly. I've been a Zachary resident for 41 years. I've been married for 41 years. We live next door to our grandchildren who are both attended Zachary High School. I've practiced law for 31 years. I'm running for Zachary City Court Judge, which is a court of limited jurisdiction. That means that there are two things that it does. Civil matters less than $35,000 if general disputed amounts, and then obviously criminal law where it's a misdemeanor. The court also has a small claims, civil claims division. Unlike my opponents, I'm not taking any campaign contributions. I don't believe that you can achieve the necessary degree of impartiality if also in that analysis, when I've got a defendant or a litigant in front of me, I have to decide whether or not they gave me money. I don't believe that the administration of justice deserves nothing less. I don't want you to lose sight of the forest for the trees. I've got 31 years of experience. My opponents have 30 years combined. I have 15 years of local government service. My opponents have 7 years combined. In 31 years of practice, my practice has shifted. And not all at the same time. I have handled a variety of matters. Litigation, transactions, including family, criminal, bankruptcy, property, collections, corporate, and local government matters. I've represented individuals and organizations alike. I've been, in addition to private practice, as I said, I've been the city attorney for 12 years. I was the acting city attorney prior to that. I have served on the represented the Fire and Police Municipal Civil Service Board and the ABC boards. I've been a member of the Baton Rouge Bar Association, the State Bar Association, the American Bar Association for the last 31 years. Belonging to the Baton Rouge Bar Association, I have been a member of the Lawyer Referral and Information Service, the Baton Rouge Pro Bono Project, the Ask a Lawyer program. I also do some private pro bono work here in Zachary for some local charitable and nonprofit organizations. I represent the Zachary United Methodist Church, the Zachary Food Pantry, and I'm a member of the Board of Directors of Zachary Little School. I represented the Zachary Police Department for the first few years as the city attorney. I've been a city prosecutor on occasions when the former prosecutor couldn't be in court. I have a connection to Zachary in addition to the professional side. I was a member of the first class of the Zachary Chamber of Commerce Leadership Economic Development Program, which is now known as Leadership North. I have served on the Zachary Municipal Civil Service Board, the Home Rule Charter Commission, the Zachary Chamber of Commerce is on the Board of Directors. I'm a member of the Kiwanis Club of Zachary. I have been its president and also served on its Board of Directors for a bunch of years. Like my opponent, I've never been a judge, but based on my professional and personal and overall experience, I believe that I'm certainly more qualified to be your Zachary City Court judge. I believe that my legal career, professional experience, professional dedication, and necessary impartiality uniquely qualifies me to serve as your Zachary City Court judge. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. Next up, we're going to have the candidates for mayor, City of Zachary. While they're on their way up, John, I appreciate what you said, and I do want to recognize Lisa. Lisa, stand up. So if you like things that I do, it's because of Lisa, 100%. Thank you so much for everything you do. So first up, we have Chief David McDavid, Mayor, City of Zachary.
Thank you, Brandon, for y'all for putting this on tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we're almost there. It's been a long 7 or 8 months. Got a new diet plan. If you want to lose weight, go out and walk the streets. Lost 15 pounds. Let me tell you about myself. I'm David McDavid, been a resident of Zachary since 1969. I graduated from Zachary High School in 1983 and became a full-time police officer in 1988. In 2011, I was elected your police chief and been your police chief since then. Some of the organizations I'm involved with, I've been the chairman of Police and Fire Civil Service Board, member of the Zachary Rotary Club, law enforcement representative on the site plan committee for the city of Zachary, a member of First Baptist Church, and SALT, which is seniors and law enforcement together. Let's talk about a little bit about my vision. Smart and responsible growth. Continue to review and update our UDC, look at annexation, more green space, amenities, walking and biking connecting trails. Economic development, be proactive. It's important for our city. We must go after businesses that fit our city size. We have got to do that. Continue to support our Chamber of Commerce. I heard a thing today from Dr. Lauren Scott, predicts construction will boom in 2023. $12.6 billion in construction. Is Zachary ready for that boom? Public safety, maintain the #1 fire rating, hire more police officers and firemen, and continue to upgrade the tools and technology for each department. We have to adjust the salary scales for all departments in the city of Zachary so we can retain and be competitive with other cities. I want to continue working with the new police chief on getting the traffic division, provide funding to work on drug issues and educating our youth on drug dangers. Work with our fire chief to get in a training center for the firemen. Flooding, work with the city parish to clean out canals, bayous, and work with the HOAs to clean out our retention ponds. Traffic, meet with DOTD, our senators, representatives, parish councilmen for solutions and funding. We need a new east-west highway to the south. We need a new east-west highway to the north. We need to work with our parish to upgrade the parish roads that run throughout our city. We need a full-time code enforcement officer to handle junk cars, condemned housing, and ordinance violations. We need to review and update our ordinances and home rule charter. Infrastructure. We need to continue working on our sewer, water, gas updates, and communications. Explore more entertainment opportunities for our children and youth and adults. But the council and the mayor must work together. Let me say that again. The council and mayor must work together. I'm endorsed by the AFL-CIO, Greater Baton Rouge Realtors Association, National Drug Diversion Investigators, and East Baton Rouge Parish Republican Party. I am more confident than ever with the right leadership. Zachary's best days are still ahead. As your mayor, I'm committed to making Zachary the best place to live, work, and raise a family. Together we are Zachary. Vote David McDavid, a name you know, a name you trust.
Next, we're going to have Councilman Francis Nezianya for Mayor, City of Zachary.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Francis Nezianya. First of all, I want to thank every one of you for coming. I want to thank Metro Council, Brandon Noel, and the Chamber for organizing this forum. I am married to Lady Marie. She's in the audience. Thanks so much, my wife, for your support, unconditional support. She's a teacher at the Zachary school system, an educator for over 21 years now. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. So I was born in Nigeria. I came to the United States when I was 19 after my father died at the age of 46. with the hopes of getting a job to support myself, following my education. So I came to the States at the age of 19. Then I was hired at Church's Chicken as a cook and a chicken cutter. And I worked myself from a chicken cutter and a cook to supervisor before opening my own business. I am a successful business owner for the past 28 years, Subway. And I grew that one location to multi-location to 15 locations all around Louisiana. I've been on the council for the past 16 years. I have had the opportunity to work with 3 different mayors, and I learned a lot from them. First of all, when I was a chamber board president, I worked with former Mayor Charlene Smith, because at that time, the chamber and the city were not working together, and we bridged that gap. I started a program where we started inviting the council members and the mayor to economic development and the chamber board meetings so that we can speak on one voice and work as one. Since I've been on the council, I will also work with former Mayor Henry Martinez. At the time when we get elected, the city does not have UDC. There was no master plan, and we had to put a moratorium in place to catch up with infrastructure in the city. We developed the UDC and the master plan for the city. And recently, we have just updated the UDC and the master plan. Also, I had the opportunity to work with current mayor, David Amrai. We were also fortunate to build a food pantry where I serve as the treasurer on the board. Also, we work with the YMCA. The YMCA was coming to the city. They did not have tennis court there. There was no big plans for the YMCA. Myself, former Zachary, Bank of Zachary President Harry Morris, we worked together to improve and invite them to expand on the YMCA. My plan for the city, I have the strength to work with the council. It is very, very important that we work together as one. I have seen where the mayor, the council, not working together. I am the one behind the scene, negotiating, making sure everybody is able to work together. The same thing, I will bring and work together with the council, the chief of police, and all the other elected officials, if I'm elected. Thank you.
And finally, from Mayor City of Zachary, we have Councilwoman Laura O'Brien.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Laura O'Brien, candidate for mayor. I am currently Zachary City Councilwoman for District 3. My 8 years at City Council, I have given literally 110% to my district and to the safety of our community. We've overcome a lot of growth in our community. We've reached a lot of goals, and hopefully I'm leaving my district better than I found it. I'm a wife, a mother of 4. I have 2 at LSU and 2 still in the Zachary School District, which we love. We'll never leave, hopefully, but I'm a former business owner of 15 years. With my business experience, we were Small Business of the Year and also the inaugural Women in Business Award by the Zachary Chamber. In 2018, I was recognized as one of the most influential women in business by the Business Report. With my business experience, I feel like I have the fiscal responsibility and the ability to manage people. I'm currently district executive for the YMCA of the capital area. I manage the Charles Lamar location and the Americana location. I feel like with that business experience, my energy and my drive to never be outworked, I am the best candidate to carry us forward for the next 4 years. I've been an active advocate for healthy growth, and I believe that's best achieved through economic development, careful planning, and a careful, watchful eye on our ordinances. We've updated our subdivision ordinance 3 times since I've been in office, and our latest one included sidewalks, corridor sidewalks, bike trails, some limestone, some higher quality material that you'll use, integrated open space throughout all phases of development. And all this just gives us the idea that whoever's developing is really investing in our community. It prevents them actually from stacking houses into our subdivision and allows our families to enjoy where they live. I know we've talked about in the past in walking neighborhoods about all the hot topics of drainage, the increase in crime and transportation, but at the end of the day, the mayor's job is to manage people. It's operations. It's to get along. All the things that we talk about will not come to fruition without those relationships. I think the mayor is the face and the voice of our community. So I encourage everyone just to think about who you want to represent your community at the parish level, at the state level, at the federal level. I hope you consider me. I'm passionate, I'm not scared to stand alone, and I always make fair decisions. My name's Laura O'Brien, I'm number 127 on the ballot.
Thank you. Next, we're going to have the candidates for Police Chief, City of Zachary. While they're coming up, I'm going to recognize Miss Ashley McHugh, the new chamber director, who's doing a wonderful job. And if any of you attended the banquet, she did an excellent job. It was a wonderful night. Thank you so much for hosting this with me and all your hard work, Ashley. First up, we're going to have Assistant Chief Darrell Schuster Lawrence Sr. That's what I said. Just Schuster.
Okay. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Darrell Lawrence, and possibly a lot of you are going to know me by the name of Schuster, which is my nickname. I am well prepared for this job, having served as your Assistant Chief of Police for the last 11 years, from June 2011 to July 2022. I'm the only candidate in the race that will be ready to work the very first day. I'm the only candidate with experience in running the day-to-day department at the Zachary Police Department. I will continue to serve with accountability, integrity, and professionalism. My promise to the city of Zachary is simple. I promise to have our families, our businesses, our churches, our schools, and our community at the forefront of every decision I make as Assistant Chief of Police. I'm aware of the concerns that the citizens have about speeding, traffic congestions, and I've been a part of the programs to try to combat some of those systems. We've instituted a body camera program. Also, we've instituted a drone program and our community policing. We've also had a traffic program with the city. I will be transparent in my decision making. My extensive career at the Zachary Police Department started in April of 1989. I was hired full-time in October of that year, and I graduated the Louisiana State Academy for law enforcement in that same year. I have worked my way through Zachary Police Department as a patrol officer, all the way up to Assistant Chief of Police. I've done all these things. I've even trained some of my opponents. I'm a Marine Corps veteran. I'm a graduate of the FBI National Academy. I'm also a graduate of the FBI Leader Program. I'm an instructor trainer not only in the city of Zachary, but in other agencies across the state and across the nation. I'm married to my beautiful wife. Where is she at? Miss Jocelyn Lawrence over there. We have a blended family, so I consider myself the father of 4 sons. There's also one little canine son by the name of Rambo. I don't know if y'all know him, but he's a cute little Pomeranian. I am a proven leader. Oh, let me back up, guys. I also have 7 grandchildren that go to the school system here. I'm a proven leader. I don't make promises just to make promises. I only make promises that I intend to keep. I've done the job and I can do the job. Early voting starts now through November the 1st, with election day being November the 8th. So I ask for your support. Darrell Schuster Lawrence, number 130 on your ballot.
There you go, man. Next, we're going to have Mr. Justin Nevels.
Good evening. My name is Justin Nevels, candidate for Zachary Chief of Police. I'm 41 years old. My wife and I, Alexia, have been married for the past 23 years. We have 3 children, Michaela, 22, Grayson, 16, and Jackson, 7. We also have 1 grandson, Liam Michael. He is a year and a half. A little bit about me. I began my career 22 years ago in East Feliciana. I started in the parish prison, come in on my days off, and worked in communications for free, just to learn the division. I was then promoted into the division, and then I began working on the road for free. From that 22 years, starting at the young age of 19, I have been the Assistant Chief of Police with multiple agencies. those being St. Francisville Police Department, Clinton Police Department, and Norwood Police Department. I've also been the chief of police for the Norwood Police Department. I left St. Francisville in 2008 to come and join the Zachary Police Department, where I've been ever since. Since being here, I have worked in the school resource division for the last 9 years. That has by far been the most rewarding of my entire career in every division that I've possibly worked. With that being said, it was very hard for me to make the choice to leave the schools to come and run as chief of police. But I feel that that is what God has led me to do. Since my time with the Zachary Police Department, I've written over $200,000 in grants. Now that's combined divisions. And I have also worked to start many organizations within the city. I started Zachary Caring and Sharing, a Facebook page, which gives to those that may be in need. For Rent Zachary, Louisiana, just to make it an easier process to find homes for rent here in Zachary. And We Are Zachary Facebook page. From Zachary Caring and Sharing, we took it a step farther and we started Zachary, with Zachary Storage Solutions, we started Jonathan's Closet. With Jonathan's Closet, we would take in donations and we would give those to those that were in need, whether they just lost their home or whatever the case may have been, just down on their luck. It is my promise, number one, to bring back the communications division to the city of Zachary. That is something that we need. It is not, it's not something that we cannot have. I also will work to bring back the K-9 division as well as the traffic division. I thank you all for your time, and I would appreciate your support. Justin Nevels, 131 on your ballot. I'm sorry, Brandon. My apologies.
Next, we're going to have Police Chief, City of Zachary, Mr. Ty Stevens.
Thank you, Brandon. Thank you for having us here tonight. My name is Ty Stevens, and I'm also a candidate for Chief of Police here in Zachary. I started at the Zachary Police Department as a reserve officer in 2001 and was later hired full-time in December of that same year. I graduated from LSU Basic Training Academy in 2002 and started off in Uniform Patrol. And Uniform Patrol is very unique if you take advantage of it. It's a division where you can get out and meet the community and start building relationships with the community that'll help you later on in your career. I was later moved to the Criminal Patrol Division, where my duties were to focus more on interdicting the criminal elements such as narcotics and guns and things of that nature. In 2012, I was moved to the Detectives Division, where I was later promoted in 2018 to the Chief of Detectives. So in saying that, I was over the entire Criminal Investigation Division that included narcotics. It was also allowed me to be the commander of the SRT team, the Special Response Team, the Criminal Information Unit, and also the drone program, which was started by a grant that Officer Nevels wrote initially for us to attain our first drone. During that time in detectives, I also planned and executed several narcotics operations. I was a member of the United States Secret Service Task Force, the Delta Narcotics Task Force, and the Internet Crimes Against Children's Task Force. I was trained to be a forensic cell phone analyst by the United States Secret Service at their National Computer Forensic Institute in Hoover, Alabama. I also received the Trilogy Award from the FBI Leader in Supervisory, Command, and Executive Leadership. I was the Vice President of the Zachary Police Union, a former Vice President. I'm the Vice President of the National Association of Drug Diversion Investigators, and the former Vice Chair of the Zachary Fire and Police Civil Service Board. Part of my goals as Chief is, first and foremost, I feel that community trust is important. I don't think you can be a successful police chief here in Zachary unless you have the trust of your community. I will work with the new city administration to hire and retain more officers to effectively and efficiently patrol the streets and neighborhoods. And also, before leaving to run for chief, I requested funding from the Delta Task Force for a new K-9. And from my understanding, the chief just found out that we were granted the money to get it. So I moved to Zachary in 1988, graduated in 1994. I attended Louisiana Tech and LSU, member of St. Patrick's Church, married to my wife, who owns and operates a successful business here. So I would appreciate your vote because I'm getting a big red marker thrown in my face by Ms. Dannette. So I guess that's it.
I told y'all she was going to embarrass you if you kept going. Next up, we have, for Police Chief, City of Zachary, Mr. Robert Williams.
Good afternoon. Save the best for last. Ty was teasing me. He said, look, 3 minutes goes fast, preacher. So this is the wrong thing to do, give a black Baptist preacher a mic and we in the church. I tell you. My name is Robert Williams, and I'm a candidate for the Zachary Chief of Police. I've been in this city, born and raised right here in Zachary, Zachary Elementary, Northwestern Middle, and Zachary High. I was looking at Chief Lawrence and looking at Miss J. She was my dad. So, I am a pastor, I'm a bus driver, I love kids, I've been in transportation for a good little while, along with serving in the police department. I've been in law enforcement. I'm in my 19th year. I've been with multiple departments. I've learned their structure, how they deal with different things, big cities, small cities. So I've learned a lot of avenues in policing. And I believe the experience I have, I'm bringing it to Zachary. There's a lot of things that I see that Zachary needs. Zachary's a great place to live. The chief now has been great, but I believe we can do better. I don't know if you've been to Popeyes lately. Call the police, they say they can't do nothing about it. If the police can't do it, then who can't? We would develop a traffic division. Not only will we develop a traffic division, we will hire our dispatchers back. We need them. We cannot work without them. There is no need for us to pay East Baton Rouge Parish Sheriff's Office for something that we can do ourselves. I am for Zachary. When you come and you want to speak to the chief, you do not have to go through an act of Congress. Come see me. We're going to get it done. If I'm not there, I have someone there to tend to your needs. And if your needs is not tend to, not get back, we're going to make sure you're straight. Listen, we ain't got much to say. It is what it is. I'm Robert Williams, 133 on your ballot, and I humbly ask for your support.
Thank you, gentlemen. Next, we're going to have Zachary Council District 1 candidates, if y'all come up. Ms. Frida Morris.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Frida Morris, and I'm running for Zachary City Council District 1. After much prayer, I decided to run for Zachary City Council to be the change agent that District 1 and the city of Zachary deserves. I'm a widow, the proud mother of 3 adult children, and the grandmother of 5 and soon to be 6 in about 2 weeks. We're waiting. My late husband, Ernest, and I pastored a local church in Zachary for over 35 years, positively impacting the lives of many people in Zachary. I am seeking office to continue to serve the city of Zachary. I'm a leader, advisor, and community advocate with over 40 years of experience, mainly in business and finance. I've worked for IBM Corporation, Kaiser Aluminum, Ethel Corporation, and Albemarle Corporation. I retired from Albemarle in 2009 with 30 years of service. I'm currently the CFO at a local health center. I'm business-minded with many innovative ideas. I will work to ensure that the city of Zachary will always be a place that we can proudly call home. However, we must ensure smart growth in Zachary. I've heard the word tonight already. Focusing on infrastructure that is positioned for growth and economic development while maintaining that home-like feeling, the hometown feeling that we've all come to love about Zachary. I have canvassed nearly 90% of the subdivisions in District 1. Saturday after Saturday, and even on some Sunday afternoons, walking the subdivisions, introducing myself to the residents of District 1, listening to your concerns. I think it's very important to listen to your concerns. I want to be your voice for District 1. I look forward to the opportunity to work with the mayor and the Zachary City Council and the other organizations within Zachary. I will work hard for the betterment of District 1 and every citizen and business in Zachary. On Tuesday, November the 8th, please vote for me, Frida Morris, number 143 on the ballot. I am the leader you can trust working for you. Thank you very much.
Next, we're going to have the candidates for Zachary City Council, District 2. While they're coming up, I'd like to recognize if there's any chamber board members here, please stand. Absolutely. Thank you all. First up, we're going to have Lisa Frosch.
Thank you, Brandon. And thank you, Zachary Chamber of Commerce, for having the opportunity for me to be here tonight. All right. The city of Zachary has a budget of approximately $30 million and should be run like a business to meet the needs of its citizens. I'm Lisa Williams Frosch, and I grew up in the neighboring town of Ethel, Louisiana. My family owned and operated F.S. Williams Country Store for 82 years. This is where I learned at a young age the importance of people working together to have a profitable and successful business. My love for business inspired me to get my degree in business administration from LSU. For the last year and a half, I've served as the treasurer on the board of directors at the Zachary Farmers Market. Our board works directly with the city to make sure that everything's maintained and run smoothly. See, my business, The Good Stuff at the market, has given me the opportunity to speak to the community and find out their concerns. I also am working side by side with my husband, Joel Frosch, and we are going to open this awesome new restaurant right across the parking lot. I'm sure y'all seen that. South Plains Food Company. I can't wait. We're excited. As business owners and residents of Zachary, my husband and I care about the future of Zachary, and we have an invested interest in it. All right, let's get to my platform. All right, my platform represents 3 points that I feel are important for Zachary. Number 1, taxes. I do not feel that Zachary needs any new taxes at this time. I feel that our budget, our city can be self-sustained with the current budget. And we could restructure the budget to meet the needs of my next 2 points. Number 2, of course, safety in our community. As a mother of 2, I feel that safety in our community is paramount. This is why we must continue to support our exceptional police and fire departments and explore options to be able to add additional officers as well as the proper equipment to keep our city safe. Number 3, investing in infrastructure. It's no secret that our city is growing. We all see it, but we don't want to feel it. That's why we must be proactive to accompany this growth by securing funds for our city projects. All right, in conclusion, the Zachary City needs all of its councilmen to work together. With your vote for me, Lisa Williams Frosch, number 146 on your ballot, you'll be electing someone who wants to represent you, District 2, and work closely together with my fellow councilmen to accomplish our city goals. Thank you for your time.
Next, we're going to have Councilman John LeBlanc.
Good evening, everybody. Didn't think speed bumps would get me this far, did you? My name is John LeBlanc. I am Zachary City Councilman, and I serve as Zachary Mayor Pro Tem right now. I've been on the council for about almost 2 years. My background is I am a retired Baton Rouge Fire Department captain and EMT. I am a United States Navy veteran of 6 years. I'm married to Anita for 42 years. I have 2 daughters that were in the Zachary school system. I have 2 grandkids, a boy and a girl. How did I get involved to where I'm at? Brandon knows. July of 18, I was in my yard, and I was noticing a lot of cars coming down my street, speeding. And that was a Sunday. I said, Tuesday, I'm going to the council meeting. I'm going to get something done about that. Well, I came in kind of guns a-blazing. First thing I asked for, I said, I want speed bumps for my neighborhood. Well, I thought it was going to be kind of easy, but I learned really fast that things don't happen just that quick, that there's more to it. There's liability issues, there's money issues. So I continued to go to council meetings for months later, having my facts together from the Federal Highway Administration, dealing with different traffic calming devices. And along the way, there were some things that were put into place that were good. We worked close with Brandon, Noel. He helped me out a lot. And I walked to Brandon's office one day, and Brandon said, I got some bad news. I said, oh, what? He said, I'm moving out of the district. And it occurred to me, I thought maybe that I could do this job. And I asked Brandon what he thought, and he said, I think you would do a good job. So I went home and I talked to my wife about it, and we discussed it. I prayed about it for some time. I felt like God wanted me to lead me down this path. So I ran, and I told him that if he wanted me in there, he was going to have to get me through all of the obstacles that I knew that I was going to have to encounter. I would do the footwork, which I did. So that's how I got involved. Next thing is, I know a lot of people want to know what a full-time councilman is. Well, I stated earlier that I am a retired firefighter from Baton Rouge. I have plenty of time. I can test. I want to recount.
Thanks, Brandon. Could you see over the podium? Danette was holding those signs up.
I did not see. Can I say one more thing right quick? Quick. I would appreciate your vote on November the 8th. I'm John LeBlanc, running for re-election for District 2, 147. Thank you for your time.
I told y'all. Next, we're going to have Zachary City Council candidates for District 4. And while they're coming up, I do want to thank Fellowship Church for allowing us to be here tonight. I've been here, I've participated in quite a few forums here and inaugurations, and so thankful that y'all have this great facility and y'all always have your doors open, not just on Sunday, but for events like this. So thank you so much. First up, we're going to have Mr. James Graves.
Thank you, Brandon. Good evening, everyone. My name is James Graves, and I'd like to introduce myself as a candidate for Zachary City Council District 4. First and foremost, I'd like to thank God, my wife right out here in the audience, our kids for, dealing with this campaign and all this events we've been going through, and the great citizens of Zachary for encouraging me to begin this process. I own James's Barbershop located here in Zachary on Plank Road. Forgive me if I'm nervous. I'm not used to talking in front of a crowd. In my line of work, I get paid to talk behind clients' backs. I'm a member of St. John the Baptist Catholic Church and Knights of Columbus. I'm also a member of the Zachary Chamber of Commerce. I've been endorsed by our local AFL-CIO and the Greater Baton Rouge Republican Party. I enjoy spending time with my family in the great outdoors. I serve my community through outreach programs for men seeking a new way of life. Over the past few months, my wife and I have had the pleasure of speaking with residents and business owners. After listening and understanding their needs, suggestions, and concerns, I feel I've come up with a platform to help the city of Zachary. I believe that some of our main priorities as a city need to be drainage, traffic, infrastructure, calculated growth, transparency, and holding our city leaders responsible. The council has an obligation to find solutions as a team. We can start with obtaining a citywide drainage study, utilize our newly hired traffic study analyst, work with police and fire chief to secure fair and equal pay raises, hire and retain officers, focus on blight and beautification, reviewing and improving our budget, and carefully analyzing current UDC regulations. This is essential in order to welcome new businesses, big and small. The growth of our city has been overwhelmingly residential, where our commercial growth is lacking. I understand without the proper infrastructure, we could be setting ourselves up for failure. Under a new administration, I'd like to help put together a local economic development committee to attract investors that will benefit all citizens with retail, social, and family entertainment. Our tax dollars need to stay in Zachary, allowing us to become more self-sufficient and become a one-stop destination. As an entrepreneur, I believe in keeping Zachary on the right track. It needs to operate like a successful business. Service work is a part of who I am and what I do on a daily basis. Representing the citizens of District 4 would come naturally. I firmly believe that through hard work, dedication, God's guidance, we can achieve our goals, improve our quality of life, raise our children in a safe environment, and create opportunities for growth. I am humbly asking to serve as your councilman for District 4. It's been a great honor speaking with you, and thank you tonight for your support.
Next, for Councilman District 4 in Zachary, Ms. Mindy Slaughter.
Good evening. My name is Mindy Slaughter, Planning and Zoning Commissioner for the City of Zachary, President of the Oaks Property Owners Association, and running as candidate for District 4 City Council. Long before embarking upon this campaign, I've given a great deal of thought on the issues that Zachary is facing, what solutions could be effective and bring actual results. I found that in the quest for resolve, we must first isolate the problem. If I were to ask every one of you, what are the things that you find in Zachary are in the most need of repair or remediation? There would probably be a lot of different topics brought up: infrastructure, schools, growth, all of the typical things that all of us have heard throughout this entire campaign season. But I believe at its very basis, the one thing we are most in need of is reform of decision-making. The counterpart to decision-making is our governing documents and the code in which we apply. It's in this place that I feel I have the most experience as a commissioner at spending time on studying the code, learning the UDC, and how we can better change it in order to tackle the mission that we have here in Zachary, and that's preservation of what we hold most dear. All things within our city are reliant upon one another. There's not one single aspect that we can neglect and expect the whole to flourish. We are indeed at a precipice. I believe that if we do not handle the things that our city is facing currently, right now, and definitively, that our city will decline. It is up to all of us to do our best and work together in order to make sure that Zachary not only thrives, but it flourishes for all the generations ahead of us. My name is Mindy Slaughter, number 149 on the ballot, and I'm humbly asking for your consideration and vote. Thank you.
And finally, for Council, District 4, we have Sharon Miss T. Turner.
Thank you. Good evening. I'm Sharon Turner, and many people in the business world knows me as Mrs. T. I'm running for the City Council seat of District 4, number 150 on your ballot. I'm a long-time resident. It feels like a lifetime. But I'm a long-time resident of Zachary, married to my high school sweetheart. We have 3 daughters, 14 grandchildren, and 5 great-grandchildren. I'm a graduate of Southern University. My business experience has prepared me for a leadership role in our city government on the City Council. I will be a force to be reckoned with. I will fight for the concerns of not just my district, but all the community as a whole. I founded and was the administrative director of Child's Play Academy for over 25 successful years. I mentored youth in the East Baton Rouge Parish Summer Youth Program. I've been actively involved in the community for many years. I was a member of the Zachary Chamber of Commerce. I'm a member of Together Baton Rouge and Together Louisiana. I've been past president of Phi Upsilon Omicron, the alumni chapter for Southern University. And I have been on the Zachary Heritage Historical Board. I am a member of Abundant Life Christian Center. Now, in pursuing a seat on Zachary City Council, I will work tirelessly on behalf of our city to bring closure to many of the issues that you, as our citizens, have brought forth and this city has been plagued with because of all the growing pains. When I'm elected, number 1, I will work toward revamping and improving our city's economic infrastructure, which includes improving and maintaining streets, putting in more turning lanes, updating our drainage and sewage systems, cleaning our canals, bayous, and servitudes on a regular basis to help prevent flooding. Number 2, we need to improve our social infrastructure by building affordable housing. We need sidewalks in our older neighborhoods, and we need speed bumps, which I heard that it wasn't easy to obtain, but we're going to do it. We need to form an alliance between the police department and the school system to network to make our city the best it can be, bringing transparency, honesty, and integrity back to our city. We'll work to come up with incentives to draw new businesses to our community to keep our tax dollars locally. I will advocate for the businesses, churches, and hospitals to provide support services, and I ask for your vote. A vote for progress. Sharon Turner, number 150 on your ballot. Thank you.
It was already up there, but you can have it. You want it? Go ahead. All right. Moving right along, we're going to have Zachary City Council District 5 candidates. First up, we're going to have Miss Jennifer Boyd.
Good evening. I'm Jennifer Boyd, and I'm running for the City Council District 5 seat. Zachary's been my home for 21 years. I'm a mom of 2 young men that have been in the Zachary school since pre-K, and they are now a junior at Louisiana Tech and a senior at Zachary High. The example that I'm hoping to set for them is to be true and invested community servants of everyone and to put others above themselves. While trying to instill in them the same passion for people that I have, I've been humbled to be able to serve our city through the Lane Regional Medical Center Foundation Board, the Rotary Club of Zachary as past president and assistant district governor, and ambassador for the Zachary Chamber of Commerce, and your 2021 Community Volunteer of the Year Award recipient. I want my boys to realize that they are the next generation of servant leaders, wherever they may be, and it is so important to stay plugged into what is going on in our government because they will be our voices in the years to come, and this is why I'm running. I've spent the last 24 years in the financial and banking industry. I am also a licensed real estate agent. I've spent countless hours over many years in discussions with local business owners and organizations on the needs of our city. How we grow is so important. I would like to see infrastructure projects have specific plans with goals set to reach completion. Our population has grown over 29% in the last decade, and our city currently has over 1,500 businesses, so we must be smart about how we progress. I would like to see collaboration with the City Parish Planning Commission in the development of a regional development plan to ensure we are strategically managing our development. I believe it is our duty as a council to lay the groundwork and prepare our city for the next generation of leaders. And I think we start by focusing on our home rule charter, our UDC, and our master plan. From a budget perspective, our city has not been exempt from the same inflation that's hitting all of us right now. One example is that the city's insurance policy premiums and deductibles just went up by hundreds of thousands of dollars. With a city operating budget of over $30 million, it is so important that we know what we are doing with every penny and that we do not keep or add any wasteful budget items. Our council needs members that understand these numbers and are able to ask the right questions and work together with our city administration members for the good of our city. Communication is key, which leads me to my last point. I believe in collaboration with our mayor and administration, our police chief, our fire chief, and our citizens. It's going to be crucial for us to succeed. I know there are many concerns regarding crime prevention as well in our future, and 3 minutes is so short. I don't have enough time to talk about it. I believe our council should be the sounding boards between all of these people because it's going to take all of us to preserve and progress our city in a positive direction. We cannot afford to cease communication between all of us. We've got to promote open lines no matter what our party is, no matter what our background is. I hope I'm able to see firsthand, come on, Brandon, and continue to set the example for my sons and for yours as well. Thank you very much.
Next, we're going to have Ms. Tequila Jones for Council District 5.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank you all for this given. It's so blissful chance to be here to stand before you all. My name is Tequila Jones, and I'm running for District 5 of Zachary. A little background about myself. I'm a newlywed. I've been married for a year. I don't have any children. I have a bunch of nieces and nephews who are mine, and I aggravate their parents. The question is asked, who asked you to join this race? No one asked me to join. My campaign is self-funded. The others that have joined this race, they joined because they believe they can do a good job. I've joined because I can do a better job. And not saying that for arrogancy or cockiness, it's just that I have self-motivation, self-courage. I'm self-determined upon these things. It's a lot of basic things that everyone have touched on, the common things that you all are asking as a citizen. But what I'm going to give you all my flaws. Sometimes I wake up late. As you can see, sometimes I overeat. Sometimes I'm not authentic because my hair is fake. Sometimes my nails are not done. And that's what you all need within this city. You need people who are going to say, I am flawed. This is all of me. So when you all come before us and you have agendas and we fail you, one thing you need to know is we're human just like you. And also, aside from that, so that you won't be afraid to come, if you can't have the correct pronunciation, if you don't know all of the codes of the UDC, who knows what the UDC means? I'm going to be honest, before I joined this, I didn't know what the UDC was. I didn't know what the EDC was. I didn't know what EPA was. Researching. As an educator, a background of being an educator, for those when you would come, I won't get up on social media, flabbergasted about you, those who aren't educated, those who aren't educated. I won't be unbiased with those things. What I would do is reach out to me, call me, and I would be more than happy, being that I am a volunteer life coach, to educate you upon those things that you don't know. And guess what? one head, two heads is better than one head. And as a citizen and as your council member, we can put our heads together, build a relationship, and that's how we can go forth with those things. And I have 1 minute, I'm gonna hurry up, and I'm looking forward to working whoever the mayor may be. And I promise you that as a council member of District 5, bringing back decency and order, I would never disrespect my superior, nor my fellow constituents that sits upon the council board with me. You all will be ensured that if you vote Tequila Jones, remember that name, the Jones girl from Port Hudson that grew up on the little farm, ballot 153 for your future councilwoman. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Mr. Noel.
And lastly, for Council District 5, we have Councilman Lyle Montgomery.
Hey, Brandon, how you doing? Good afternoon, Zachary. How y'all doing? First, I want to thank God. I want to thank Fellowship Church and the pastor. I want to thank Zachary Chamber of Commerce. I want to thank all the lovely people out here for coming to this event. Thank y'all. My name is Lyle Montgomery, number 154 on your ballot. I've been in Zachary all my life. Matter of fact, my family's roots, we are rooted in Zachary. I've traced us back to 1875 in Zachary. That's my mother's side and my father's side, all the way back there on Old Slaughter Road where the old trash dump used to be. So when I think about the city, I think of a Navy vessel. I was in the Navy. When I was 17, I left to serve in the Navy. I've been serving all my life. So when I think about everything, I think first the most important thing that we need to deal with in Zachary is flooding and drainage. Because District 5, y'all know in 2016, we got hit the hardest with the water. And as a Navy man, I will not take no that, oh, we got to wait on the diversion canal to finish, or we can't stop the water. That's unacceptable to me, because I've seen Amsterdam stop the water. So with that being said, I want to work with the next administration. I want to divide the city up in the east, north, west, and south quadrants. And we're going to focus on each one of those parts of the city to clean flooding and drainage, and not just wait till when hurricane season starts. So we got a road, we got McHost Road that's getting worked on now. But now that we did redistricting, I have Rollins Road in my district. And if y'all know one thing about me, I am consistent and I will get the job done. And Rollins Road will get fixed if y'all re-elect me. So shopping, entertainment, and restaurants. So with the next administration, hopefully they'll abide by the home rule charter and they'll hire an economic development person that goes out and pitch to get businesses to come to Zachary. I look forward to working with them on that. Sidewalk, bike trails, and parks. I got to give it up to Ms. Laura, that's her baby. I want that to extend around all of Zachary. I want police raises, firemen raises. I want their starting salaries to raise. I've been fighting for them. I've been fighting for the seniors to get them off of 19 and put them in a state-of-the-art building in front of Lane. I fought for the seniors. I got with Tasha Clark, and we did that. And last but not least, I want to thank all the elected officials that went through COVID. There was no blueprint for that. Y'all survived. Give yourself a hand clap. Vote 154 on your ballot. Lyle Montgomery, thank you. I love you, Zachary.
Thank you all. Now we're going to move on to school board. School Board District 1, Zachary candidates. First up, we have Mr. Kyle Watson.
Good evening. My name is Kyle Watson. I'm running for Zachary School Board District 1. Oh, sorry. My name is Kyle Watson. I'm running for Zachary School Board District 1. I've been married to my wife, Christy, for 14 years. Well, it will be 14 years in 2 weeks. We have twin daughters that are 6 years old that attend Rollins Place Elementary. I believe that being a good school board member is more than just showing up for meetings. It is being ingrained in this community. We recently moved our third generation business to Zachary. We were in Baker for 50 years. My wife sits on the Zepto board. She's very involved with that. And our business, along with some other community partners, we're the ones that sponsor the Bikes for Reading program at Rollins Place Elementary. We've given away about 300 bikes in the last 3 years. The reasons I'm running for school board are, one, I want to empower our administrators and our teachers. I want to get, we need to let them do what they do best, and that's administrate and teach. Furthermore, we lose way too many teachers, I feel like, every year. I want to get with the superintendent and make sure that he has everything that he needs to retain our great teachers. The second point is, obviously, I want to keep our kids safe. I'm not saying they're not safe right now. I'm just saying that I want to again, get with the superintendent, make sure he has all the resources that he needs to keep our kids safe. I think we all know by now that bad things don't only happen in big cities. And number 3 is an open door policy. I will have one. If you're an administrator, if you're a teacher, and especially if you're a parent and you have a concern, I want to hear it. Or if you have a good idea, I want to hear that too. So just please ask for your vote. Kyle Watson, Zachary School Board, District 1. Thank you.
Next, we have School Board Member Gaynell Young.
Yes, ma'am. First of all, let me thank Councilman Noel and the Chamber of Commerce for hosting this candidate forum. It is an honor to have the opportunity to run for re-election to the Zachary School Board to continue representing District 1. I am a firm believer in what is written in 1 Peter 4 and 10. As each has received a gift, use it to serve others. That is the mission that I have been on for the past 20 years. I am Gaynell Young. I've been married to Lucius, who's walking around in the shirt that says vote for Gaynell, for 43 years. We have 3 beautiful children, and I have 9 gorgeous grandchildren. I am a lifelong citizen of Zachary and a dedicated member of the New Life Missionary Baptist Church. You may be asking, what are your qualifications? And why should I cast my sacred vote to re-elect you? Well, I am very glad you asked. I am a proud graduate of Zachary High School, graduating in 11th grade to continue my education at Southern University, receiving my bachelor's degree. I went on to receive my master's degree from Bowling Green State University in Ohio. Because I believe in continuous education, I am currently pursuing a doctorate of philosophy in public policy at Southern University. Professionally, I started my service as a member of the school board on the first elected board back in 2001. And as a member, I have served as president, vice president, and chair of multiple committees. In addition, I am chairwoman of the Lane Regional Medical Center Board of Commissioners. So my areas of focus will be school discipline. I am for having dads and moms in school. School safety. We know about the proliferation of school shootings. No community is safe. Career and college readiness. Not all students will pursue a 4-year degree, so we want to make sure that all students are prepared. So why should you vote for me? In 30 seconds, let me tell you why. I have been tried. When constituents call, I answer. I have been tested. Oftentimes, as a board member, you have to make hard decisions, and I remain true. Public service is my calling. I am a strong advocate for children. I am a thoughtful decision maker. Finally, I am experienced. I am professional, and I am committed to continuing to serve to the best of my ability. Please vote for number 76 when you vote early and on November 8th. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we will have candidates for School Board of Zachary, District 2. First up, we're going to have Ms. Cynthia Bentley.
Thank you. First off, I'd like to thank Zachary Area Chamber of Commerce and also Fellowship Church for hosting us tonight. My name is Cynthia Bentley, and I'm running for School Board District 2. My husband Bruce and I have been married for 19 years. I know I don't look like it, but it has been. We have 4 children, 3 of who graduated from Zachary School District. In addition, we have 2 grandchildren currently in Zachary School District. I've worked in higher ed for 15 years. I've worked on the Parental Involvement Committee in the Zachary School District, and I've also hosted and worked with other mothers in the community to host our very first Zachary Family Day, which we started in August of 2021, as a way to promote family unit and bond our community together. My husband and I moved to Zachary from Ohio and chose Zachary as our home for the school district. Our school district, I believe, is the heartbeat of our community. My goal in running for school board is to keep that heartbeat going strong. Some of my key focus areas would be increase our student engagement. That's the #1 priority of our school district. How do we eliminate barriers, distractions, so that our students and our children can focus on the social, emotional, and awareness that they need in order to get a quality education? The second factor, improve teacher and administrative recruiting and retention strategies to keep our current talent, but also to attract new talent. Look at what we can do to create a comprehensive plan. We have excellent teachers in Zachary. A lot of my kids' teachers I've now formed relationships and friendships with. I'd like to continue to keep that talent and also attract new. Increase safety, decrease bullying and school violence. Be a voice for everyone, not just my child, but also your child. All students deserve a quality education. We need to find creative ways in which to educate our students, whether that be a child with an IEP that's in a gifted class or a child with a 504 plan that needs a specialized education. Every child has a unique need that we need to meet. I want to increase and improve our communication within our district by using more technology. We need to develop multiple ways for parents, teachers, and our community leaders to send in questions, concerns, tips, ideas, or thoughts to improve our district. Lastly, I wrap up by saying I am not a politician. I'm an educator. I've always been passionate about education. In the words of the great Nelson Mandela, education is the most powerful weapon we can use to change the world. In this journey, with your support, I'd like to ask for you to continue to support me along my journey. I humbly ask for your support, District 2, number 79. Thank you.
Next up for School Board District 2, Mr. Ryan Talbot.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Councilman Noel. Thank you, Zachary Chamber of Commerce, for hosting this, and especially thank you to Ms. Lisa Rio. I know you probably did all of this. And thank you to everyone watching at home as well. My name is Ryan Talbot. My wife Amanda and I are originally from Houma, Louisiana. We moved to Zachary in 2008 with our then 4-year-old daughter Lillian and our 1-year-old daughter Eve Marion. In 2011, our son Luke Ryan was born. Lillian graduated this past year and is now at LSU in pre-law and will probably do her undergrad in 2 years instead of 3 or 4, thanks to Zachary High's excellent education system. We've been very pleased with the education system here. Thus far, it has been absolutely wonderful. Also, we are in the middle of adopting a child from outside the U.S., so when that is complete, we'll have a fourth child in the school system. I say all that to illustrate that I have and will continue to have a vested interest in ensuring that our school system provides the best education system anywhere in the state. We will continue the tradition of excellence through continued community involvement and strong leadership. I've been a financial advisor for the past 15 years. I provided prudent money management to my clients. I act in a fiduciary capacity when it comes to providing financial advice. That means I always put my clients' best interests first when making financial decisions. I'll bring the same prudent financial decision-making to the school board. I believe I can bring a strong, thoughtful leadership to our school system. I'll be a constant advocate for our children and teachers. I will demand a safe learning environment for our children so that each and every one of them can be the best they can be. School safety will be a top priority for me. Together, we can continue the tradition of academic excellence that the Zachary School System is known for, and I'd be honored for your vote. I'm running for District 2, Zachary School Board. Thank you.
And last, Zachary School Board District 2 candidate, Dr. Charles A. Thompson.
Well, everybody came with the prepared statement, so let me just tell you who I am. I am very off the cuff. I ended up in Zachary in the late 80s when I got transferred to the helicopter with Acadian Ambulance as a paramedic, and then I liked Zachary so much I lived here while I commuted back and forth to med school in Shreveport and New Orleans. So why am I running for school board? So those of you who know me, I have older children, I have younger children. I've been parenting for over 30 years. I did 3 semesters of calculus in college. I did a semester of differential equations when I was doing chemical engineering in college. When I first started helping kids with homework 30 years ago, I could sit down and help them and show them how to add, subtract, multiply, divide. Right now, I can no more sit down and help my child do their math homework than the man in the moon. So the real reason I'm running is I want to make sure it stays as an excellent school system. But I think there's gaps in the educational system here and in most parts in Louisiana and the nation that are not preparing students to go out and be a plumber, an electrician. Because I'm telling you, I've asked my kids, I need 3 more inches added to this and board, and they have to get out a calculator to add 10 plus 5 1/4 because they can't do this kind of simple stuff in their head. I think there needs to be better direction in the educational system locally and statewide to get back more to the basics. We've talked a lot tonight about safety in the schools. There needs to be safety in schools. Just this afternoon, one of my children, and I hate to throw them under the bus because I know administrators may have it and then pull them aside and talk to them. But right now at the school, there are children going around actually mugging children, throwing them down, beating them in the back of the head with a book sack, trying to take money and possessions from them. And my children are telling me if they fight back, they're disciplined as much as the person who started the fight. They're put in timeout, they're put in detention, even though they had nothing to do other than getting hit on the back of the head. There needs to be discipline in school, but it's got to be directed toward the people who are causing the trouble and not to the innocent people who are being abused or taken advantage of. So I really would appreciate your vote so I can work on these issues that I see because I've seen the change in education in 30 years. And I think every single one of us in this room can stand up and say, who understands new math? Who understands this stuff? And why aren't they teaching writing script in high school anymore? They're not doing cursive writing anymore. Why? Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we're going to have candidates for Zachary School Board District 6. First up, we're going to have Ms. Nicole Gyro.
Good evening.
My name is Nicole Jaro, and I am running for school board representative for District 6. My husband Glenn and I made Zachary our permanent home more than 14 years ago, where I've had the honor and privilege of serving this exceptional community as a healthcare provider in both hospice and cardiology. In this role, I am faced with the challenge of making sound, ethical decisions for individuals from varied backgrounds. In my 20 years in this role, I've been instrumental in developing protocols and standards, as well as educating other healthcare employees and patients. Most importantly, though, my career has given me the opportunity to care for individuals from every walk of life. I will bring this same skill set in my role as a school board member. I am blessed with 2 beautiful children who attend Zachary schools. Throughout my time in Zachary school systems, I have experienced countless teachers who have been integral in helping my children grow and are a driving force for me to represent. These include passionate and expert practitioners like the intentional Miss Dothier, the joyful Miss Spangler, the sincere Miss Johnson, the committed Miss Reed, and the ever-reassuring Miss Granville. It's these experts that I will carefully consider as I make important decisions that affect both them as well as our children. This is why the success of our community schools is not merely valuable to me as a citizen, it's personal. My children attending schools here means that I'm both dedicated to and responsible for ensuring our schools maintain a long-term vision of excellence. While citizens like my opposition may have the opportunity to send their children elsewhere, many like myself do not have that privilege or choose to commit to the enduring success of our school system. I believe a vital attribute of a school board member is to be present, approachable, and to serve as a community liaison. This cannot be done if the first step of our children's enrollment in the schools is absent. Simply put, I am invested in my children and yours. I understand that serving our community is an honorable but weighty responsibility, which is why my decisions will be careful, considerate, and above bar. I understand that we share a goal of ensuring the safety of all students while teaching appropriate accountability. My assurance to you is that as a citizen, candidate, experienced leader, and most of all a mother, I will hold myself and my decisions to the highest of standards. I am invested in the success of my children and yours. Please share that commitment with me by trusting me with your vote to represent District 6.
Next for School Board District 6, we're going to have School Board Member Alicia Brown, Lisa Lathan.
Good evening, and thank you, Councilman Noel, and to the Zachary Chamber of Commerce for hosting tonight's forum and just allowing us to share a little bit about ourselves. I am Dr. Lisa Brown Lathan, a girl from the Avenues in Zachary, and an assistant professor of professional practice at Louisiana State University. I am humbled, I am ecstatic, I am overjoyed, I am blessed, and I am invested. And so you might ask, what is the criteria for being deemed vested? Having children? What about the lady or man who has no children? Can they not serve? Can they not give their all to children? Can they not be passionate about serving? Every year in October, millions of Americans volunteer and serve in support of breast cancer awareness. Each year, over 35 million volunteers and supporters come together and serve because of a shared vision and because of a shared focus on cardiovascular health. That's what unites them. They come together not because they all have breast cancer or cardiovascular issues. They come together because of a shared focus. Those that run for the position of school board should run with a mindset of serving and a genuine commitment to striving for high-quality public education that supports the full development of all children. Having children is not a requirement, but passion, serving, a growth mindset, a servant leader, positive energy, and a commitment to all children are just a few of the dispositions and qualities of a true servant leader. As an educator and a true servant leader, I represent all of these. As I speak to you tonight, seeking your vote for re-election to Zachary School Board District 6, I would like to tell you why you should vote for me. I believe that you should vote for me because, once again, I'm vested, I'm passionate, I am committed to serving on all levels. I guess I would say I'm wrapped up, I'm tied up, I'm tangled up in this thing called education, and I'm going to ride this bus till the wheels fall off. Because as an educator with over 25 years of K-12 and university level experiences, I am committed to children. I am wrapped up in the issues that plague and threaten our halls of learning: teacher shortages, school safety, teacher morale, and lack of respect and support for the profession. This is my calling, this is who I am, and this is my passion. It is deep in my genes. And so once again, I say to you, I'm wrapped up. I'm tied up, I'm tangled up in this thing called education. And I can take it a little further. I believe it's really in my genes because I'm the offspring of a mother, a retired educator of 52 years, a father who drove the kids to school, a retired teacher, a sister that's a retired teacher, another sister in Texas. You get the point. So, once again, my work, my research, my leadership, they speak for themselves. So I say to you, when you see the apple, remember the apple and vote for Lisa Brown Lathan, number 106 on your ballot. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'll have candidates for Zachary School Board District 7. And I'd like to recognize a couple other people who really helped out with this and brought it together. Sharon Phillips and Mary Landry, I don't know if they're here or not. Those two ladies are involved in so many things. If you're at an event in Zachary, there's a decent chance they had a hand in it. And so I want to recognize them for helping out with this as well. First up, School Board District 7, we have Mr. Andrew Gaines.
Thank you, Brandon. Good news, it's almost over. So I want to thank, first I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for allowing me the opportunity to be here and for guiding me through this step. My wife, who is just as passionate I am about school, this school district, and I just thank her for her service, and my kids. And then I also want to thank Mr. Brandon Noel and the Zachary Chamber for setting this up. My name is Andrew Gaines. I'm a candidate for Zachary Community School Board District 7. I'm a lifelong Zachary resident and graduate of Zachary High. I believe in our community and our schools. My two children, Aaron, who's a freshman at high school at Zachary High, and my daughter, Avery, a sixth grader at Copper Mill Elementary. I'm committed to the continued success of our district, and I hope to build on the foundation of past board members and enhance the legacy of the Zachary Community Schools for this and future generations. I'm fortunate to have the support of my wife of 17 years, who is also an active community member, volunteering with ZEPTO, Northwestern Middle, PTO, Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, and our church. Serving others is a priority in our family. I believe all children should have access to quality education, rich with opportunities to explore the interests and talents that encourage them toward their full personal and academic potential. Zachary Community Schools has a history of excellence and is poised to continue to be a model in superior education. As a father, husband, and local businessman, I have chosen to invest in our community because I believe investing here provides the best future for my family. My 8 years of volunteer service in Boy Scouts of America and my 11 years of service in the Children's Ministry of First Baptist Church Zachary reflect my belief that children need safe, supportive mentors and advocates. My experience in community organizations have prepared me to work collaboratively with a group of my peers to bring positive change and growth in our community. I hope to bring my passion for advocacy for children and commitment to positive impact in our community to the role of Zachary Community School Board. It will be my honor to represent the children and families of Zachary and ask for your vote for Zachary Community School Board District 7 on November 8th. Thank you.
And now for Zachary School Board District 7, Ms. Natasha Hayes.
Hello, my name is Natasha Hayes, and I'm honored to be here as a candidate for School Board Office District 7, number 114 on your ballot. I'm a dedicated wife and mother of one teenage son. I received a bachelor's degree from the University of Texas at Arlington, and I hold a master's degree in education. I'm a proud educator and have been working in the school system for over 15 years. I've had the privilege to work with students from diverse backgrounds, socioeconomic statuses, and various learning abilities. My husband and I purchased our home here nearly 9 years ago for many of the same reasons of those who have lived here their entire lives. Zachary has a strong sense of community, an excellent school system, and for us, it was a perfect place to put down our roots. We have made Zachary our home, which means that it's imperative that I pour my experience, my passion for education, and my dedication to children into the community that we have grown to love. If you know an educator, you know that it's not a job, it's a lifestyle. Each year we greet new faces, new personalities, new concerns, new needs, new family histories. These children quickly become our own. We celebrate birthdays, guide students to overcome obstacles. We hurt when our students are sad. We buy shoes and jackets, wipe tears, and attend extracurricular events just to support these children and their families that become part of our families. For over 15 years, I have made children my priority. My desire is to bring all the knowledge, experience, and passion I have for education that I've earned over the years and share with other members of the Zachary Community School Board. I want to assist in making policies that continue to support educational excellence from our students, that bring additional support for our hardworking educators, that ensure our students are safe, and parental concerns are addressed in a way that nurtures a positive relationship between home and school environments. I want our stakeholders to be confident that we are preparing kids to reach their highest potential. My position puts me in a unique situation to give insights on how the decisions made by the school board look in classrooms, how it affects students and teacher morale, and how it impacts the classroom learning environment. That knowledge gives me the ability to be a strong voice of advocating for students, families, and educators during the decision-making process. This is a political seat, but I am not running as a politician. I'm running as a community member who wants to see Zachary Community School District continue to excel. I am running as a parent who can empathize and prioritize the concerns of other parents. I'm running as an educator who has a lot of experience, knowledge, and service to offer her community. As you consider your vote for a school board member in your district, I want to add that anyone who desires to do this important work is passionate about children. I challenge you to consider not only their passion, but their qualifications, experience, and knowledge as it directly relates to children in schools. I humbly ask that you consider my proven dedication to the success of all children and vote Natasha Hayes for School Board District 7, number 114 on your ballot. Thank you.
All right, folks, well, that wraps it up for tonight. I want to thank everybody for coming out, everybody who's here tonight, everybody watching at home on Facebook Live, everybody who may be viewing this at a later date. I want to thank all of the candidates. Well done. I think we're blessed to have so many people in our community putting themselves out there. I know we're blessed because we have tough choices, as you heard tonight. We have great candidates to choose from, and I think this is a wonderful opportunity for everyone to meet you and to get to know who you are. And I'll tell you, by putting yourselves out there and becoming a candidate, I know it's uncomfortable for some who haven't done it, and for those who have already, you know what it was like when you started out. And I can tell you, getting involved in this way, your passion and commitment to our community, it absolutely sets you apart in our community. And I'll challenge all of you, should you not be successful in your bid for your race, stay engaged. There's so many outlets and avenues for people to volunteer and to get involved. You've heard of so many organizations that we have in our community, and for those of you who are involved already, and those even who may not be, you recognize that these organizations and the civic involvement in our community is special. It's something that is not in every community, and I can tell you, I served with Mr. Dan Wallace, who served on Zachary Council, I believe, 32 years, if I'm not mistaken, and he always had a wonderful saying. He said, you know, I was, and I might mess this up, I apologize, but he said, you know, I wasn't fortunate enough to be born in Zachary. I was lucky enough to find it, and I was smart enough to never leave. And I always remember that, and it's such a just a beautiful testament to Zachary and what it is, and what a great community we have here. So again, thank you all for leaning in, and for your passion and commitment for our community, and for putting yourselves out there. And y'all did wonderful tonight, and I'd like to give you all a round of applause. Dismissed.